What's happening, everybody? Chris Beans here with Bowler's Rant, bringing you 3 new updates from Brunswick Bowling. Okay, we're headed back over to the overseas market, my favorite place to be, where you find all the best core and cover combinations. Say that 3 times fast. In particular, though, 3 entries from Brunswick overseas. Let's take a look at them right now. They look phenomenal, front and center. This Johnny Petraglia LT48 Pro. This is a very, very special ball. On the left, the Zenith Red, which is no slouch at all. That pour looks amazing. And on the right, the one that I love the most, the Quantum Black Fire. Ooh, you could make a bag out of these and you would not be an unhappy person. The secret sauce is always in the specs, and we're going to jump right into that right now. Heading on over to the interwebs, okay? So here's the Zenith Red, and you can see it's got the similar core, and it's got the dynamic core in there. So what's going on with this ball? Let's jump into it, okay? So here's the overseas flyer. This ball has the AXH, that's Activator Extreme Hook Plus cover stock, and it's got the Zenith 2.0 core. Not sure what that's really about. Looks like the regular core, but let's go with it. The color, red, black, and opaque white. The finish, 500, 1000, 2000 CA Air micropad. And the numbers at 15 pounds, 2.485 RG with a .052 differential and a .019 asymmetric differential. So let's talk about this. So what kind of ball is this? This is a heavy oil ball. This sits at the top of the line for the high performance ball. And this is a ball that's designed for, hook. And a lot of it, when you're dealing with oily conditions. So for people who tend to be rev challenged and they need something hooking the oil, this is right up your alley. And it looks pretty much mostly the same as we've seen with a lot of the other Zeniths. Now I've got a video lined up that we can see, and we're going to take a look at the ball motion real quick. Here's a lefty, hooks in the middle and then slaps to the back. That motion on the back looks a little bit snappier than what we're used to with the regular Zenith. So that is looking really, really sharp. I will drop a link to this video in the description if you want to see more about that. But this phenomenal motion, it just looks absolutely dynamite. And this is something that you would basically put as the top of your bag for the heavy oil condition. Okay, so far looking really good. Let's jump back over. We're going to head over to door number 2, and let's take a look at this Johnny Petraglia LT48 Pro, okay? First and foremost, if anybody who's an old school Brunswick head remembers this core is my favorite Brunswick core. This is the Mastermind core, okay? And it's got dynamic core. The old Masterminds didn't have dynamic core. So what's going on with this ball, okay? So basically, this ball is Savvy Hook 3.0 solid cover. That's the Jab series, okay? So if you were to take basically, the Jab series, Savvy Hook, and you melted that with a Mastermind, you get this ball. So this ball's got Savvy Hook 3.0 solid cover, Mastermind ultra low RG core, the finish 500, 1000 crown fat or royal compound, and the numbers at 15 pounds, 2.488 RG with a .052 differential, .015 asymmetric differential. So we're going to jump and break this down as well. So what kind of ball is this? This is an asymmetric solid. It's got compound, polish, whatever you want to call it. It is different, but just for the sake of simplicity, it's shine. So this is a ball that is designed to go a little bit longer than something like a Zenith, but it's still going to wind up and slap the pin silly because it's got that low RG asymmetric core. So it does start early, but the compound's going to give you some length and you're going to get some snap into the back. As a bonus, we do have a video of this one lined up. Let's take a look at a couple shots. Let's go with it now. Boom. Winds up. That motion. Whew, looks really good. Really like that. Let's see if we can find another shot here. Here we go. Winds up. Sideways. Boom. Looks really good. We will keep the link to this one in the description as well if you want to see it, but I'm not going to lie. I am peanut butter and jealous. I love LT48s. And this one with the Mastermind core and Savvy Hook Solid 3.0, like what else could you possibly want? Okay, now let's we're going to head back over for the final ball in the series, the one that I saved for last because it is my favorite, the Quantum Black Fire. Okay, Quantum series is always my favorite because they're 2-piece balls. You can see here you got the Quantum Mushroom core. Let's take a look at the specs, and here is the flyer. So this ball has PK, that stands for Power Coil, 2020 cover stock. And what's really interesting is if you look at this cover, it looks like there's some sparkle in there. So is this like a particle style PK 2020 cover? I hope so. And it is a pearl. It's got the Quantum Mushroom High RG core, 500 Crown Factory compound for the finish, and the numbers at 15 pounds, 2.61 RG with a .053 differential. So this is a much higher RG than it was before. I think the other one was 2.557 at 15 pounds. So this one's going to go very long. It's got a fair amount of differential, which means it's going to be really boomy to the back. So where does this fit? This is something that you're going to ball down to from like, a symmetrical solid, like a Hero solid, or even one of your asymmetric Brunswicks. So when you start to see them transition, unless of course if you are a high rever, then something like this you can use as a benchmark reaction. This is a versatile ball, sport shot, house shot, any shot, pick your shot, and you should be able to tune it for a variety of conditions. Unfortunately, Brunswick that's the manufacturer, does not have a video on this one available. So we will have to be settled for what we had here. But again, if we go back, look at this one more time, it looks absolutely fantastic, and I just wish I had one of these. Circling back to the shelf appeal, just to close things out, again, the LT48 looks amazing. Anybody who knows what an LT48 knows what it's all about. That ball means business. The Zenith is always a high performance, and I really like this, pour they've got here, kind of wispy. The black and the red and the opaque white just really flows together. But again, the one that I like the most, the Quantum Black Fire. So that's what we've got for today. I'm going to drop the links to the videos that I showed you from the other two balls in the chat. And of course, if you want to know anything more about overseas balls, don't forget to head on over to bowlersmart.com. There is a section over there for Bowlers Rant, and you can take a look at all the reviews that I've covered on a variety of stuff and more. So what do you think of these balls? Do you like the LT48 Pro? And what about the Zenith Red? And what do you think of the Quantum Black Fire? And if you were to get one, what layout would you go with? Drop me a comment, let me know. Let's continue the conversation. More updates are coming, and until then, bow well.